It seems like every single day there's some new AI tool,
Oh, yeah.
promising to revolutionize our lives.
Yeah.
But how can you be sure you can actually trust them?
Right.
Like really trust these tools?
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today with this company
Okay.
called Mira. They're tackling this challenge of making AI
Uh-huh.
more reliable,
Mm.
and especially when it comes to those
Yeah.
big decisions
Mhm.
where you really need to be sure the AI is getting it
Uh-huh.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's fascinating about Mira's approach is that they're not just like
Ta-da.
tweaking the algorithms.
Yeah.
They're building a whole system for verifying what the AI produces. Think of it like a checks and balances system for the AI world.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Mm.
But before we get into the how, maybe we should talk about the why.
Yeah.
Why is all this verification necessary in the first place?
Well, it all comes down to these AI hallucinations.
Ugh.
We've all heard about, those times when the AI seems to just make stuff up or,
Yeah.
go off on a tangent that's completely wrong.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely been there. Like,
Mhm.
when you ask it a simple question and you get back an answer that's, completely nonsensical,
Totally.
but delivered with total confidence, it's frustrating
Yeah.
and honestly a little unnerving.
Exactly. And the problem is these hallucinations aren't just a funny quirk.
Right.
They can have real consequences.
Yeah.
Imagine relying on an AI for a medical diagnosis or a financial decision, and it's hallucinating.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Miras is tackling this head on. They're aiming for that sweet spot of 99% plus accuracy,
Okay.
where you can truly rely on AI without that nagging doubt.
So how do they do it? How do you actually build a system
Yeah.
to verify what an AI is saying?
Yeah.
This is where it gets really interesting for me because, to be honest, I'm still wrapping my head around this whole concept.
So Mira system is built on this idea of using a decentralized network to check the AI's work. Okay. It's similar to how blockchains are used to verify transactions.
Okay.
Basically, instead of blindly trusting one AI, you have a whole network of AI models double-checking each other.
Wait, so it's like an AI jury
Yes.
deliberating over the evidence.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And this jury approach brings some key advantages.
Okay.
First, it helps reduce bias because you're not relying on a single AI with its own potential quirks.
That makes sense. It's like getting a second opinion, but from a whole panel of experts, not just one.
Exactly. And the second advantage is it's really effective at catching those hallucinations.
Okay.
Research has shown that a diverse group of smaller AI models can actually outperform those massive monolithic models when it comes to aligning with human judgment.
So it's not just about size. It's about diversity of thought, even in the AI world.
Exactly.
But how does this actually work in practice? Let's say I'm a developer and I've built a new AI model.
Yeah.
How would I use Mira's system to verify it?
Okay, so imagine you've just created this amazing AI that can summarize complex legal documents.
Okay.
Before you release it to the world, you want to be sure it's accurate and reliable, right?
Definitely not. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Exactly. So you'd submit some sample summaries to Mira for verification.
Okay.
Mira system then breaks down those summaries into smaller bite-sized pieces of information.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like taking a long legal document and dividing it into individual claims or statements.
That makes sense. But how do they ensure that breaking down the information doesn't lose any of the crucial context?
That's where the clever engineering comes in.
Okay.
They've developed sophisticated techniques to ensure that the smaller chunks still retain the essential meaning and context of the original summary.
Okay.
It's like making sure each piece of a puzzle still fits perfectly with the overall picture.
Okay, so they break down the information into smaller pieces. What happens next?
Those smaller chunks are then distributed to the nodes in Mira's network,
Okay.
and each node runs its own AI model to analyze and verify those pieces. It's like sending out sections of the legal document to different legal experts for their independent opinions.
So each node gets a different part of the puzzle to analyze.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty secure and robust approach.
Exactly. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Once those nodes have done their analysis, they have to agree with each other.
Oh.
They use something called a consensus mechanism to ensure that the majority of nodes arrive at the same conclusion about the accuracy of the AI's output.
So it's not just one AI calling the shots, it's the collective wisdom of the network.
Precisely. And the whole process is designed to be transparent and auditable.
Yeah.
You can actually track the verification process step by step, see which nodes participated, and understand how they arrived at their conclusions.
So no more black box mystery.
Right.
This is starting to sound like a really powerful tool for building trust in AI.
Yeah.
But I have a question. how do we know that those nodes in the network are actually doing their job properly? What's to stop them from just, slacking off or even worse, deliberately giving wrong answers?
That's a crucial question, and it goes to the heart of why this system works.
Okay.
Mira has implemented something called proof of verification.
Okay.
This means that every node verifying the AI's output has a financial incentive to do it right.
Okay.
They're putting their own tokens on the line so you can be more confident in the results.
So if they mess up, they lose something valuable. That's a pretty strong motivator to stay honest.
Exactly. And because the system is decentralized, there's no single point of failure.
Okay.
Even if a few nodes try to cheat, they won't be able to sway the overall consensus if the majority of nodes are honest.
This is all starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But how is Mira actually being used today? Are there real-world applications of this technology?
Absolutely. Mira is already being used in a surprising range of
Okay,
applications.
I'm all ears. Give me some examples. What are some of these real-world applications that are using Mira's system?
Well, on the consumer side, there's Creato, an app with over 120,000 users
Wow.
that creates personalized daily quotes and status messages using AI. It's a fun and lighthearted application,
Yeah.
but even there, Mira's verification adds a layer of trust.
Okay.
Users can be confident that the quotes are actually meaningful and not just random gibberish generated by an AI that's gone off the rails.
Personalized daily quotes. Sign me up. I could always use a little AI-generated wisdom in my life, especially if I can be sure it's not hallucinating.
Hmm.
What about some other examples?
Another interesting one is Astro 24/7,
Okay.
which lets you chat with an AI astrologer.
Well, okay, that one definitely sounds like it could be prone to some serious AI hallucinations.
For personalized horoscopes and
How
predictions,
does Mira help there?
by verifying the outputs of the AI astrologer.
Yeah.
Mira ensures that the horoscopes and predictions are based on a solid astrological framework and
Now.
not just random pronouncements.
Right.
It adds a level of credibility
Uh-huh.
to what could otherwise be dismissed as pure entertainment.
It sounds like even for those lighthearted applications, having that extra layer of trust can make a big difference in how users perceive and interact with the AI. What about some of the more serious data-driven applications? You mentioned those earlier.
One of the most impressive examples is Delphi Oracle, a crypto research assistant for Delphi digital members.
Okay.
This is a really demanding application because it involves sifting through massive amounts of data,
Yeah.
analyzing market trends, and making predictions about the future of cryptocurrency.
Wow, that sounds like a high-stakes environment for AI accuracy is critical there.
Exactly, and that's why Delphi Digital chose to integrate Mira's verification system.
Okay.
They wanted to ensure that the research insights provided by the AI assistant were reliable and trustworthy.
I can see how that would be a huge advantage in a field like crypto where information overload and misinformation are rampant.
Absolutely. Delphi Oracle uses Mira system to verify things like market summaries,
Okay.
price predictions, and even the identification of emerging trends.
So investors can be more confident that the information they're getting is grounded in solid analysis and not just AI hype.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, but I'm curious, how does Mira's technology compare to just having humans do the verification?
Mhm.
But wouldn't that be the most reliable approach?
That's a great question. And in some cases, human verification is still the gold standard.
Okay.
But the reality is humans are prone to errors,
Yeah.
biases, and fatigue. Plus, having humans manually verify everything can be incredibly time-consuming and expensive.
That makes sense. We're all human after all.
Yeah.
So how does Mira stack up in terms of speed and cost?
Mira system has been shown to be significantly faster and more cost-effective than human verification for many tasks.
Okay.
And they're constantly working to improve the efficiency and scalability of their platform.
So it's not just about trust and accuracy. It's also about making verification more practical and accessible for a wider range of applications.
Exactly, and that's part of Mira's larger vision to become the go-to platform for pre-verified AI outputs. They
Yeah.
want to make it as easy as plugging into an API to access reliable, pre-vetted AI information.
So it's like having a trusted source for AI, a seal approval that says this information has been checked and you can rely on it.
Precisely, and this vision aligns perfectly with the emerging trend of LLM ops, or large language model operations.
Okay.
As AI models become more powerful and complex, Managing and verifying them becomes a crucial part of the AI development process.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a major shift in how we build and use AI, a shift towards greater transparency, accountability, and trust.
I completely agree, and Mira is right at the forefront of this movement,
Yeah.
paving the way for a future where AI is not just a powerful tool, but a trusted partner.
This has been a fascinating overview of Mira and their approach to AI verification.
Yeah.
But we've just scratched the surface. I'm really keen to dive deeper into the technical details of how this verification process works.
I'm happy to break it down for you.
Oh.
We can unpack the step-by-step process of how Mira's system takes those AI outputs, breaks them down, distributes them to the network, and arrives at a consensus on their accuracy.
Let's do it. This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
We'll be back after a quick break to explore the inner workings of Mira's verification system. Stay tuned.
All right, so we're back and ready to get into like the nuts and bolts of Mira's verification system.
Okay.
Before the break, we talked about, how it's like an AI jury,
Yeah.
but I'm still kind of curious about like the step-by-step process.
Sure.
How does it actually work?
So it's actually quite elegant in its design.
Okay.
Let's go back to that example of the AI that summarizes legal documents.
Okay.
Imagine you fed it a particularly dense contract,
Uh-huh.
and it spits out a nice, concise summary.
Okay, so far so good. I've got my summary, but how do I know if it's accurate? That's where Mira steps in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The first step is what Mira calls content transformation.
Okay.
So instead of trying to verify the entire summary as one big chunk,
Yeah.
they break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces.
Okay.
They call this sharding, kind of like dividing a complex legal argument
Uh-huh.
into individual claims.
That can be fact-checked.
So it's like separating the wheat from the chaff,
Yes.
making sure each point stands on its own.
Precisely then, each of these shards is turned into a simple yes or no question through a process called binarization.
Okay.
This makes it much easier for the AI models in the network to evaluate
Right.
each piece of information.
So instead of grading a whole essay,
Yeah,
the AI jury is just checking off true or false
exactly.
for each statement.
Yep.
That makes sense. It seems like a
Yeah.
clever way to kind of simplify the task without losing the essential details.
You got it. Now, these yes or no questions are distributed to the nodes in Mira's network.
Okay.
Remember, each node is running its own AI model,
Uh-huh.
kind of like having a diverse panel of legal experts.
Right.
And to maintain confidentiality and security,
Okay.
each node only sees a small subset of the questions, never the entire summary.
It's like a blind review process.
Yes.
But for AI,
Yes.
this helps ensure that no single node can manipulate the outcome right.
Exactly. Each node independently analyzes the questions,
Okay.
submits its answers, yes or no, back to the network.
Okay.
Then the system kicks into its consensus mechanism.
Okay.
This is where those answers are compared and verified.
So this is where the AI jury deliberates and comes to a verdict.
Exactly. The nodes that worked on the same set of questions have to reach a consensus on the answers.
Okay.
If a significant majority agree, then that piece of information is considered verified.
It's like a democratic vote
Yes.
among the AI experts. But what happens if they don't agree?
Right.
What if there's a split decision?
That's a great question. Mira's system is designed to handle those situations.
Okay.
If there's no clear consensus,
Yeah.
that piece of information might be flagged for further review,
Okay.
maybe even by human experts.
So there's still a role for human judgment in this process.
Right.
It's not just AI calling all the shots.
It's about finding the right balance
Yeah.
between AI and human intelligence.
Right.
And remember, Mira is constantly refining its system, learning from these edge cases to improve its accuracy and efficiency over time.
That's reassuring. So let's say the verification process is complete and the AI summary has passed the test.
Yep.
What happens next?
The developer, in this case you,
Yep.
with your amazing legal document summarizer,
Right?
receives a verification certificate.
Yeah.
Think of it like a seal of approval, but with like cryptographic proof baked in,
Uh-huh.
thanks to the blockchain.
So it's not just a verbal thumbs up. It's a verifiable record
Right.
that I can show to others to prove that my AI's output is trustworthy.
Exactly. You can share the certificate with potential users, clients, or even regulators.
Okay.
It adds a layer of transparency and accountability that simply doesn't exist with traditional AI systems.
That's a game changer. No more wondering, can I trust this AI?
Yeah.
You've got the proof right there.
Right.
In the certificate, this is starting to feel like the missing piece of the puzzle when it comes to like widespread AI adoption.
I think you're right. Trust is the foundation of any successful technology.
Yeah.
And Mira is providing the tools to build that trust in the AI space.
We've talked a lot about the benefits of Mira's system, but I'm also curious about the challenges. I can't imagine building and maintaining a system like this as a walk in the park.
Sure.
What are some of the hurdles they're facing?
One of the biggest challenges is latency,
Okay.
the time it takes for the network to reach consensus.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about distributing information to potentially hundreds or even thousands of nodes,
Right.
each running its own AI model.
Right.
Even though these models can work in parallel,
Yeah.
collecting and verifying all the answers takes time.
So it's like waiting for a group of friends to agree on where to go for dinner,
Yes.
even though they're all looking at the menu at
Yeah.
the same time.
Right.
It still takes a while to kind of get everyone's input and reach a decision.
That's a great analogy. And just like with your friends,
Yeah.
the more complex the decision,
Yeah.
the longer it takes to reach consensus.
So Mira's system is probably best suited for tasks where like real-time results aren't essential,
You're right.
like verifying those legal document summaries.
Currently, Mira is ideal for batch processing,
Right.
where you can afford to wait a bit for the verification to complete,
Right.
but they are actively working on reducing latency and moving towards real-time verification,
Okay.
which would open up a whole new range of possibilities.
I can imagine think about real-time applications like self-driving cars or automated financial trading,
Exactly.
where like split-second decisions can make all the difference.
Those are the frontiers Mira's aiming for, but even with the current latency,
Yeah.
there are so many applications where Mira's system can be incredibly valuable.
Speaking of applications earlier, you mentioned that Delphi Oracle, the crypto research assistant, uses Mira for things like market analysis and trend prediction.
Right.
Can you give me some more details about how that works in practice?
Sure, Delphi Oracle is a great example of how Mira can enhance the reliability and trustworthiness of AI-powered research. Imagine you're a crypto investor,
Okay.
and you're trying to make sense of the latest market trends.
Uh-huh.
You could ask Delphi Oracle a question like, what are the most promising altcoins to invest in right now?
Okay, that's a question I'd definitely be interested in.
Right.
What happens next?
Delphi Oracle would then tap into its vast database
Oh,
of market data, news articles, social media sentiment, and other relevant information.
all right.
It would use its AI models to analyze this data and generate a list of potential altcoins
Uh-huh.
that meet your investment criteria.
So far, it sounds like a typical AI research assistant.
Yeah.
What's the Mira twist?
This is where it gets interesting before presenting you with that list of altcoins.
Okay.
Delphi Oracle sends the AI's output to Mira for verification.
Uh-huh.
Mira's system then goes to work breaking down the analysis, distributing it to its network of nodes,
Okay.
ensuring that the conclusions reached by the AI are accurate and well supported by the data.
So it's like having a second layer of analysis.
Yes.
A team of expert fact-checkers,
Right.
making sure the AI hasn't missed anything crucial or jumped to any unwarranted conclusion.
Exactly. And because Mira's system is decentralized and transparent,
Right.
you can actually see the verification process unfold. You can see which nodes participated, what data they analyzed,
Aye.
and how they arrived at their consensus.
That level of transparency is incredible. It gives me as an investor so much more confidence in the information I'm getting.
Right.
It's not just some black box AI telling me what to do.
Yeah.
It's like an open and verifiable process.
That's the power of Mira.
Yeah.
It's about bringing trust and transparency to the world of AI, empowering users to make more informed decisions.
This has been an incredibly enlightening deep dive into the workings of Mira's verification system.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to explore the bigger picture now.
Yeah.
What does this technology mean for the future of AI? Where do we go from here?
Those are the big questions, and they're exactly what we'll be tackling next. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've been in the weeds of how Mira works, but now I kind of want to zoom out and talk about the bigger picture.
Sure.
Like, if this technology really takes off, how could it change the way we interact with AI, even beyond those like specific examples we discussed?
Well, it's exciting to think about. Imagine a world where you can instantly verify, like, the credibility of any piece of information generated by AI.
Okay.
Think news articles,
Yeah.
research reports, even those like personalized recommendations you get online.
So no more blindly trusting that AI-powered shopping suggestion or that news article that popped up in my feed.
Exactly. With Mira's system, you could see exactly which AI models were involved, how they arrived at their conclusions, and what level of consensus they achieved. It's like having a fact check built right into the AI.
That would be a game changer, especially in today's world where misinformation spreads so quickly.
Right.
But it's not just about fake news, right?
Yeah.
How else could this impact our daily lives?
Well, think about healthcare. Imagine your doctor using an AI-powered diagnostic tool. Wouldn't you want to know that the AI's diagnosis has been independently verified?
Yeah, I mean, that would be.
Or think about financial decisions before you invest in that hot new stock that an AI recommended. You could check its verification certificate to see how reliable the AI's analysis really is.
It's almost like having a truth serum for
Right.
AI.
Right.
No more black boxes, no more blind trust. But I'm wondering, are there any potential downsides to this level of transparency? Could it be misused or create new challenges?
That's a great question, and it's something we need to consider carefully as this technology evolves.
Yeah.
For example, if every single AI output is subject to this rigorous verification process, could it stifle creativity and innovation in the AI field?
I see what you mean. If AI developers are constantly worried about their models being scrutinized and potentially penalized for making mistakes, could it make them less willing to take risks and explore unconventional ideas?
Exactly. There's a balance to be struck between ensuring accuracy and encouraging exploration. We don't want to create a climate of fear that stifles progress. And then there's the question of who gets to set those verification standards. Will it be a centralized authority, a decentralized community, or like a hybrid approach?
Yeah.
These are all questions we'll need to answer as we navigate this new terrain.
It sounds like this technology is raising as many questions as it's answering,
I agree.
but that's often the sign of a truly disruptive innovation.
It is, and it's a reminder that we need to approach AI development with a sense of responsibility and foresight, thinking carefully about the potential consequences, and engaging in open discussions about the kind of future we want to build.
Well said. This has been a truly fascinating deep dive into the world of trustworthy AI.
Yeah, it has.
Mira's approach to verification is innovative and has the potential to change how we interact with AI in really profound ways.
I think so.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring.